"You're so mature for your age." They said it like it was a compliment, but it was really a warning sign. Because when a child is called mature, it often means one thing. They learned to suppress their needs early, to survive in a world that didn't know how to care for them properly. We often celebrate maturity with independence, emotional control, and responsibility. But what happens when those traits are born not from growth, but from necessity? This video explores the psychology of children who had to grow up too fast, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We'll talk about parentification, the invisible trauma of being the strong one, and what it takes to reconnect with the inner child you never got to be. If you've ever felt exhausted by life, always responsible, or emotionally older than your peers, this story might feel painfully familiar. 1. The mature child, a survival mechanism. The mature child learns early that safety comes from control. They sense the tension in the room, the instability, the unmet needs, and they adapt. When a parent is emotionally unavailable, a child's nervous system takes over. They become the caregiver, the peacemaker, the one who keeps things together. And the cost? Their own childhood. This process is known as emotional parentification, when a child takes on the emotional role of the parent, providing support, stability, or even comfort that they themselves desperately need. 2. The hidden trauma of responsibility. When a child carries adult responsibilities too soon, they internalize one powerful belief: my needs don't matter. That belief follows them into adulthood. They become hyper-independent, unable to ask for help, always saying, "I'm fine." But beneath that calm surface is a storm, the grief of a childhood that never happened. Psychologists call this invisible trauma, wounds that don't leave scars but shape identity, relationships, and even the ability to rest. 3. Emotional parentification and identity. As adults, these mature children often struggle to know who they really are. Because when you spend your early years being what everyone else needs, you never get to explore your own desires, creativity, or boundaries. You become defined by usefulness, praised for responsibility, admired for strength. But when no one needs saving, you feel lost. This is why many emotionally parentified adults feel an inner emptiness. A quiet question: who am I when I'm not fixing others? 4. The illusion of strength. People often describe them as strong, independent, put together. But what looks like strength is often a defense mechanism, a shield built out of survival. Underneath is a child who never learned how to be vulnerable, who never felt safe enough to cry or to say, "I need help." That child learned that emotions make people leave, that being too much causes pain, so they become emotionally self-sufficient, but at the cost of connection. 5. The adult consequences. Growing up too fast rewires the nervous system. As adults, these individuals often experience anxiety when things are calm, guilt when they prioritize themselves, a deep fear of being a burden. They may attract partners or friends who depend on them, recreating the same childhood dynamic where they had to care for others. It feels familiar, and familiarity often feels like love. But this cycle can only be broken when they recognize that their strength came from survival, not from wholeness. 6. The path to healing, reconnecting with the inner child. Healing begins with permission. Permission to be soft, to be tired, to not have it all together. The Stoics taught that peace begins when you stop resisting reality, and in this case, reality means accepting that you were forced to carry more than you should have. You don't heal by becoming stronger. You heal by allowing yourself to feel safe enough to be weak. Shadow work and inner child healing are powerful practices for this. It's about sitting with your younger self, imagining them in that moment of burden and saying, "You did enough. You don't have to keep carrying it anymore. That's where freedom begins. 7. The gift within the pain. Ironically, those who grew up too fast often develop profound empathy and insight. They can read emotions intuitively, support others deeply, and create meaning from struggle. But true maturity, the kind that heals, comes when they use that empathy on themselves. When they realize they don't need to earn love by being useful. You were never meant to be everyone's anchor. You were meant to be, to live, to feel, to explore life beyond survival. So if you were ever told, "You're so mature for your age," remember, that was never a compliment. It was a reflection of how much you carried too soon. Now, as an adult, you have the chance to put those burdens down, not to forget your past, but to finally give that child inside you the rest they've earned. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop being strong. Thank you for watching to the end. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe. It encourages me a lot. Till next time.